conviction stands for Chanel Lewis, a judge in Queens today, making that ruling after a juror said he had second thoughts about his guilty vote in the murder trial of jogger Karina Vetrano. That means that tomorrow, Mr. Lewis will be sentenced. He faces life in prison. A very dramatic day in court. Eyewitness News reporter N.J. Burke live at the courthouse in Kew Gardens. He was there for all of it. N.J.
And Bill, he was juror number 4 and apparently regretted his verdict within minutes of rendering it. His testimony here today led to a tug of war over what really happened in the jury room. But yes, as you said, the conviction stands.
This has been a kangaroo court from the beginning.
Relatives and supporters of Chanel Lewis were outraged. They marched from the courthouse seething with bitterness over a legal system that they believe has failed.
And I feel the Vetrano pain because they lost their daughter. But I too lost a son, and my son is not the killer.
Legal aid lawyers were seeking to have Lewis's conviction overturned based on the misconduct allegations of Christopher Gooley, who now regrets his verdict. Testifying at a pre-sentence hearing, Gooley told the judge he was exhausted and cracked under pressure from his fellow jurors to convict Lewis. That 2 jurors held themselves out as forensic experts in the jury room. And when he tried to send the judge a note about adjourning deliberations for the evening, Gooley claimed that jury foreman Brian Morrissey ripped it up.
Being in a jury room is intense pressure. He was pressured into giving a verdict that was consistent with what the majority of the people wanted to do, but not what he wanted to do.
Lewis was convicted exactly 3 weeks ago in the brutal beating and strangulation murder of Karina Vetrano in August of 2016. The jury also found she had been sexually abused. In an Eyewitness News interview, Morrissey said the verdict was obvious.
It was a slam dunk case. DNA was overwhelming. 1 in a trillion, 1 in a billion. He confessed to it, was not coerced. What can I say?
Gooley testified that Morrissey's comments were part of what prompted him to come forward, but the prosecutor would have none of it. Did you tell your fellow jurors as you were leaving, "I'll see you tomorrow on Good Morning America," he asked? There were a few jokes going around. Gooley answered, "I might have said that." He is just seeking his 15 minutes of fame, he told the judge. His credibility is an issue, and his motivation is an issue. End quote.
Well, in other testimony and affidavits, other jurors either disputed Gooley's claims, downplayed them, or said they simply couldn't remember what Gooley was talking about. Sentencing is scheduled for 9:30 here tomorrow morning.